Okay, we're going to solve the proportions here. So we're going to cross multiply. We're going to take our 5 and multiply it by n plus 9. Make sure you show your distributive property. We're going to take the 3 and multiply by n plus 5. Okay, now then I just have a regular equation. I'm going to distribute. So 5n plus 45 equals, distribute the 3n plus 15. Now then the smallest n is 3, so I'm going to move the 3n over. 5n minus 3n is 2n plus 45 equals 15. Then I'm going to move my 15 over and then divide by 2, aren't I? So I'm going to move my 45 over and I'm going to get 2n equals 45 is larger than 15, so the 45 is negative. And we're going to subtract because the signs are different. You'll get negative 30, divide by 2, and you would end up with n equals negative 15. Ho, 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 ho. This one right here, we're going to cross multiply again. So we're going to take the 5 and multiply it by the x plus 8. We're going to take the 2 and multiply it by the x plus 8. Then we're going to distribute. You'll get 5x plus 40 equals 2x plus 16. The 2x is smaller, so I'm going to move it to the left. I'll get 3x plus 40 equals 16. Then I'm going to move over the 40 and divide by 3, aren't I? So subtract 40. I'm going to end up with 3x equals 40's more than 16. We got more negatives than positives, so it's going to be a negative, and you subtract those and get 24. Divide by 3, and you end up with x equals negative 8. Ho, 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 ho. And the last two, I'm going to take the negative 2 and distribute. So negative 2 times a positive 2p is a negative 4p. A negative times a negative is a positive. 2 times 3 is 6. Now we're going to distribute our 3. 3 times 4p is 12p. 3 times negative 5 is negative 15 equals 7. Then we're going to group our letters, group our numbers. So we're going to get 8p minus 9 equals 7. Then we're going to move over the 9 and divide by 8, right? So we're going to add the 9. We'll get 8p equals 16. Then we'll divide by 8, and we'll end up with p equals 2. Ho, 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 ho. Okay, right here, we're going to take our 3 and distribute. So the negative 6 drops. 3 times 7x is 21x. 3 times a negative 1 is a negative 3. Right here, we're going to distribute our negative 3, aren't we? Negative times a positive is a negative. 3 times 1 is 3. Negative times a positive is a negative. 3 times 7 is 21, and my letter's x, sign, number, letter. Now then I'm going to group my letters, and I'm going to group my numbers. So negative 6 equals 21 minus 21. The x's cancel out, don't they? And negative 3 minus 3 is a negative 6. That checks. This has infinitely many solutions. If these were not equal, the answer would be no solution. So if the x's cross out, the answer is going to be infinitely many solutions or no solutions. If the number's equal, it's infinitely many solutions. If this does not equal, it's going to be no solution.